Clarence Clarity's Vanishing Act 2. He's the one that I'm kind of stretching a little bit because really Clarence Clarity has no connection to the 80s. He had a really great album that he released in 2015 called No Now. And like that album, this album very much captures that same style. And it's funny, I kind of see Clarence Clarity as almost like a predicting hyperpop in many ways. Of course, he was doing this many years ago, and he tries to mix this very pop-oriented styling. So very clearly a guy's trying to make accessible, danceable, singable music. But he also has a very experimental side, especially in terms of his production. The album feels a little bit messy and glitchy and kind of contorted, and that's the part of it that kind of makes me feel like it's got some connections to hyperpop. It's not quite that random. It's not quite that disorienting, but it is almost like an overstimulating experience to listen to the album. And it would be if there wasn't so many interesting musical nuances floating around in this sea of sound that he's got on this album. There's catchy melodies, there's lots of amazing hooks, there's interesting key changes and modulations that kind of maybe reveal some underlying musical concepts that maybe the average guy doing this sort of thing might not access the same way. Because Vanishing Act is so kind of hyper-color in its own way, I think by the time you get to the end of the album, you do have a sense of just kind of being overstimulated, like you're staring into a floodlight for 45 minutes. And it can almost become a little bit exhausting trying to disentangle all those details. But the thing, again, that holds it together is this really great melodic concept and the catchiness that lies underneath the surface of the songs in this album.